addressing the elephant in the room. That's kind of already been spoken about. We weren't hiding it. It was just like working through your life.
No, and look, we're both in prep for the Olympia as well, and there's obviously other things on our mind, and getting the cloud of the social media world, is this felt like the right time to kind of come out with it. So we wanted to sit down and kind of talk to you about where we're at in our coaching relationship. So
surprise. Me and Iain will not be working together.
Thank you for watching In Any Arena. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. Arena Dub, what's going on, bro?
I can't call it, man. Sunday, you got to go back into the trap tomorrow, but that's okay. We're going to make the most of today and have a good time. But how you feeling, bro?
Hey, I'm feeling good, bro. Sunday, fun day. Like you said, we back in the trap tomorrow. Trapaholics.
Trapaholics mixtape.
Trapaholics mixtape. Yo, but everything is good, man. Everything is good in the sports world. Still having fun with this. Yo, first, before we get into anything, if I had to ask the people to do one thing, I'm gonna toss it to you, Dub. What would you ask them to do?
Give us that CLS treatment, that comment, like, and subscribe. By y'all doing that, that's going to help our channel grow, reach broader audiences, and keep us motivated to continue to produce some dope content. But without further ado, let's get into today's topics.
Yo, so you've been telling me a lot about the bodybuilding world. I've seen you train and really be disciplined for competitions and place in those competitions and win those competitions as well. So I've just been at all kind of watching it from afar. Don't know as much about it, but I've been hearing some rumblings about Chris Bumstead, who I hear is like one of the best guys. So just kind of give us a rundown on like what's going on in the bodybuilding world.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So basically what happened, well, it's now public. Chris Bumstead and Iain Valerie are no longer going to be a duo as it pertains to Iain coaching Chris Bumstead. So just to give you a little bit backstory, Chris Bumstead has been in bodybuilding for many of years now, and his coach from day one since he was 17 was Iain Valerie. Both of the guys are Canadian, and they're kind of like brothers. They actually are in fact brothers. So Chris Bumstead's sister is actually married to Iain now, so they're brother-in-laws. And the both of them are actually competitors. So for all my viewers out there that's actually into competitive bodybuilding, whether that be NPC, IFBB, or OCB, which is the national.
Break the acronyms down for the people that don't know.
Okay, NPC, I'll have to look it up, but basically that's the amateur division of bodybuilding. It's not natural, huh?
Is that where you competed, or
I was NPC. So when you're NPC, that's the amateur division of bodybuilding. You have the opportunity to be natural, or you have the opportunity to be on PEDs. That's just what it is in that within NPC. IFBB.
They actually call it that, like natural. And what do they call the division that's not natural?
Oh. So there's not divisions. It's just federations, right? So OCB is like a federation. That's the all natural federation. And then you have NPC, which is the amateur league for IFBB. So IFBB is the pro league. So you have to get your pro card in order to compete in some of these big time events, such as the Olympia, are both IFBB pros. And Iain is a competitor, but he was coaching Chris Bumstead, right? So you take a step back and you look at it, being an athlete and a coach, right? Competing at the Olympia, that's too much. Like you're kind of shortchanging yourself. And so if you have opportunity, check out Chris Bumstead's video that he posted on his YouTube. His YouTube has a really big following. It has like 2.5 million subscribers. I subscribed before he got to 1 million.
But is this like a video where he breaks down?
He breaks down him and Iain breaks down why they decided to part ways. They at the end of the day, they're brothers. They tight. There's no ill, like there's no bad blood there. It's just it had to be a decision made because it was just too much on Iain, because Iain wants to be able to compete and place high at the Olympia as well. He has an amazing physique, by the way, And so Ian also mentioned that he wasn't really passionate about coaching. He was passionate about making Chris the best athlete that he could possibly be. I mean, he did an amazing job of doing that. I mean, Chris is a 3-time Mr. Olympia champion in the classic physique division, and that division is loaded. You got
But are
Breon
these
Ansley.
guys natural though? Is this like
Nah, no, they're not. No, they're on PEDs,
so
man.
we see PEDs being like an issue in baseball in other sports. So in bodybuilding is cool, like it's a
With
norm.
the IFBB league, no.
So are there guys that are natural that like get more respect because they can get there, or is
I
it
don't think.
impossible to get to some of
I
these
think.
levels?
I think genetically there's the 1%ers, right? There's 1%ers that can genetically become IFBB pros, and it's just you have amazing genetics, like just period. Men physique is probably one of those divisions that you probably can be natural if you are genetically blessed and become a pro. But can you possibly win a pro show being 100% natural? I don't think so. I don't think so because it's I don't want to get into the minutia about it, but what really differentiates a lot of natural and unnatural guys is that the look. I mean, a lot of these guys, of course, on PDs, you still have to put in a lot of work to get to that type of stature. These guys are chiseled, and it's very difficult to get into the single digit body fat percentages. I mean, these guys are under 5% body fat when they hit the stage. Like that is insane. Like, and the key is a lot of them they may take diuretics where you got the skin and then you have water and then you have the muscle. The goal is to remove the water so that the skin can get closer to the muscle so you can look drier, you harder,
Yeah.
and you want to look full. So it's a science behind it, man. But I mean it's respect always because you still got to put in the work. I
Yeah,
know
for
for
sure.
me, I was natural. I didn't win any shows. I did NPC. I never got to the
Okay.
point where I got to IFBB Pro. I just stopped, man. But I did get to a point that I was looking really good.
Yeah.
And I think I could have continued to push it naturally, right? But for me, I'm a competitor, so I'm just like, you know what? I think it's best for me to just to stay where I'm at in life, eat healthy, work out, and stay
So,
in good
so no
shape.
more shows in your immediate future.
Nah, no more shows,
I
man.
thought you placed in one of the shows. Like you got,
Yeah. I got third. I got
so you
third.
did place. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
got plays.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
give
yeah,
yourself some
yeah.
credit, huh?
Yeah. I
You
might
know?
post a little photo right here. Let y'all see, one of my back shots, my back pose. But I did men's physique,
Okay.
bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I had a pretty nice, pretty decent physique to be natural. But back to Chris, bro. So basically, um, him and Ian decided to part ways, and I
Right.
think that was honestly the best move. If Ian ever wants to take a step back from competing and actually get into coaching, I think Ian will be an amazing coach. I mean, for you to actually be able to compete in the Olympia
And
and
coaching
coach a
competitors.
3-time Olympian and you still perform at a high level at the Olympia, that's amazing. So imagine how much better he's going to be this year, given the fact that he doesn't have to, Chris may get on later in the evening, right? So he's making sure Chris is down lane. He's making sure that he's not spilling over, his carbs are right and stuff like that. Then he got to go right to sleep, get back up, and do it all over again. He doesn't get any break to take time to himself to reflect on his performance and make sure he's the best version of himself. So
Yep.
I think this is going to be good for the both of them because now Chris Bumstead is training with Hanny Rambod. And so if any of you all don't know who that is, he is the
I have
Phil
no idea.
Jackson. He's the Phil Jackson of bodybuilding,
Let me look
right?
this dude up.
Phil Jackson, if you guys don't know, the coach for the Chicago Bulls, he coached Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, he's coached Kobe Bryant. Like this guy is the Phil Jackson of bodybuilding. So when you look at Randy's his resume, he coached 7-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath. If you guys don't know who Phil Heath is, look him up.
I know who Phil Heath is.
Look him up. Yep,
Okay.
Derek Lunsford, Mr. 212 last year. I mean, his physique is amazing. There's been a lot of rumblings about him possibly competing in open.
It
So
looks like he coached Jay Cutler too.
yeah, yep. Coach
Okay.
Jay Cutler. He coaches Hattie. I can't pronounce Hattie's last name, and he coached Jeremy Buadina.
Hattie Chupon.
Yep, and then he coached Jeremy Buadina. So if you guys don't know who Jeremy is, he's Mr. Olympia 4-time in the men's physique category. And so Brandon Henderson, who's also leading the way in men's physique right now, he's 3-time Mr. Olympia in the men's physique category. So he's going for that 4th one this year. So he might have the opportunity to tie Jeremy this year. So when you look at who he's coaching with now, I actually like this for Chris Bumstead at this point in his career. I think now he could take a step back. I mean, because him and N had this relationship where Chris would tell him how he feels, and then N kind of just put together the program. He was there, but Chris would kind of just do his own thing from like just a lifting like a lifting for perspective. So he used to write his own workouts and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure he still does some of that from time to time now. But he's been training with Hanny since August. Um, and so when I watched the subsequent video after him and Ian sharing that they're no longer going to be working together, he put up a training video of him and Hanny, and I was able to see Chris in a different perspective because I feel like he was the student. Like he was the student. He was actually taking a step back, learning. Like just there's so much more to learn as a professional bodybuilder. I mean, 3-time Mr. Olympia on the classic physique division. There's really not much more you really need to do to that. Like the formula is there. The guy won 3 times. He is beyond light. I'm not gonna say light years, but you can just tell when he steps on stage, he's the definitive winner. Now there's some good competition this year. You got what's Ruff's first name? God, what's his name? But you got Breon Ensley, who's been he's won Mr. Olympia Classic Physique before, so he's pretty solid. He's older, he has nice muscle density, but he can't beat Chris. He's too short, man. So him being short, it doesn't allow him to put on as much muscle as Chris because they have height and weight categories. So you can't
I didn't know
weigh.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So Chris Bumstead is like 6'1" and some change. So Chris can weigh in at 240 and be fine. I think Breon is like 5'7", 5'8".
So he
So
can probably
Breon,
get 200.
is probably like capped at like I think like 180 something, 190. So imagine being on stage with someone that's 240
And you
and you like wait,
$180.
and you short. The physique just looks better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be Terrence Ruffin. That's his name, Terrence Ruffin. By far the best poser in classic physique. So when you
Okay.
look at Terrence Ruffin, that's always going to be his competition. He's been the 2-time runner up for the past 2 years. He has an amazing physique, but it's just he's short. Like I just think he's short, and Chris is he's so big. His frame can take on all that weight. So it just
Yep.
looks a lot better. And then you have what's his he's German.
So somebody just for people that don't know, somebody that comes in weighing 240 at the competition, how much would that person like walk around at?
Off season like 260s.
Oh, okay. So he's trimming down to
Yeah.
240.
You go on prep.
Okay.
So I think Chris typically does like a 16-week prep leading up to
Mhm.
the Olympia, but in the off season he wants to put on good size, and
So
he does really
when is Olympia?
uh December. December in
Oh, okay.
Vegas
So
this
it's
year.
coming
Yep.
up.
Yeah. Right
Okay.
around the corner.
Okay.
Right
And
around the
where is it
corner.
typically held at?
Las Vegas. Yeah, Las
Okay.
Vegas. So
Wow.
definitely recommend tuning into that. Seeing Chris what kind of package he's going to bring this year. I'm sure it'll be very, very well put together, especially now with the change of coach. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, he's probably gonna win it again. but the competition is a little bit more stiffer this year.
Okay. And potentially his former coach will be one of those competitors that he has to see come December.
Yeah, he will. I mean, they're in different divisions. He'll be
Okay.
yeah, he's in the open division. So I mean, he can get up to about 300 pounds in the off season. And so these guys are massive, man. They are massive. All
Oh
muscle, man.
man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Well, definitely, Dub, man. I appreciate you dropping this knowledge, man. It's new to me, but
Yep.
I'm looking forward to learning more about it, and ultimately just figuring out who wins it come December. That's coming right around the corner, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
We'll see how that turns out. But Dub just broke it down to you, Chris Bumstead, new coach. Hopefully, we see him with that same level of fire, same level of competition that he usually brings come December. As always, man, we're gonna give it to you how we see it, give you everything we got when it comes to this in the arena. We just need y'all to do 3 things: comment, like, subscribe. We'll be back with more from in the arena.